John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Champeau. Jane Wells in for Ken.
Yep.
Still in the home. And we have a whole lot of stuff. Boy, there was a press conference to end all press conferences this morning for Dr. David Dow, the doctor who got dragged off the United plane. Thomas Demetriou is the attorney. We have many clips to play.
Let me just say, as someone who's covered a lot of these press conferences, it is rare when the attorney outlasts the reporters. This guy did not want that to end.
He exhausted them?
Yeah, finally cable news had to cut away. They just...
I heard a lot of it driving around today.
It was great.
And yeah, it was great. It was a great performance. So anyway, and we have another hit song from Dr. Dow to play. There's been more recordings. Right now, though, we're going to talk with another radio host, Carl Demaio. Carl works for our sister station in San Diego, KOGO Radio. And he's as outraged over the gas and car tax increase as anybody. And he's identified a possible recall victim. It would be a freshman state senator out of Fullerton, a Democrat named Josh Newman. And we're going to get Carl on here to talk about it. Carl.
Hey, Carl.
John, Jane, great talking to you.
Good talking to you. You have selected Josh Newman to be recalled. Why did you pick him?
Have you ever watched The Animal Planet? Have you ever watched the lions as they hunt? I call this the gazelle strategy for repealing the car tax and gas tax. We're all upset about the car tax hike. It was rushed through. The legislature never does something within a week, and yet they did this massive tax increase within a week. No accountability. You know where the money is going to go. It's going to go into the black hole of their budget. And the reason why this was able to be done is that the Democrats have a 2/3 supermajority in Sacramento, and all of the politicians, both Democrat and Republican, don't think that there's going to be a consequence. Why? Because when we get upset, we kind of moan and groan to all of our legislators, and then we kind of move on. We've got to use the gazelle strategy. As the lions, as the grassroots, anyone who is upset about the car tax increase, we've identified that the weak gazelle, the slowest gazelle, the one with the limp, and that's Josh Newman in Orange County, State Senator Josh Newman, because he just recently got elected by the smallest margin of any of the California state senators. And that's why we want to take him out in a recall. And the way we're structuring it is we're saying we are going to continue to target using the gazelle strategy each and every one of you and taking out your weakest ones until you, the legislature, rescind the car tax this year. Now, you guys did this. Your show, John and Ken, did this back in 2003 to Gray Davis because he raised the car tax. Then you guys helped recall him from office. And what did the legislature do? They saw him fall, and they turned around and they said, all right, that's it. We're gonna suspend the car tax. We're going to roll it back. We didn't even have to put anything on the ballot to get that done. That's why this gazelle strategy of recalls is going to work, and we got to start with the first one, and that's State Senator Josh Newman.
Fullerton is a great place for us because when the public repealed Schwarzenegger's taxes in 2010, we had a tax revolt rally there that drew about 10,000 people in the city of Fullerton. Yeah, so this is a perfect place for us because we got a lot of audience.
No,
and I take
no
it
doubt.
This is a swing district. This has been a Republican district in past years.
Yep, it has, and in fact, Newman only won by a couple thousand votes, and I think there's a lot of people that would love to replace him. And again, I don't see this as a Democrat or Republican thing. This is just standing up for working families. And think about this. You know, the numbers that have been presented show that the average family in that district is going to spend between $300 and $500 more because of the car and gas tax hikes. But that's only directly in terms of their own fuel purchases and their own payments for car tax. What it does not factor in is the cost of living and cost of operating that the gas tax and the car tax will bring. You know, every good that we buy at the store is shipped. When you use Amazon.com, it's shipped. And so all of those gas and fuel costs will be passed on to consumers. So this is more than $300 to $500 for a working family. This is going to be far more expensive. We can't do that to these people.
You're right. Unless somebody gets punished, they'll continue doing this.
Carl.
Because there's never been a consequence for these tax increases.
So let's get back to the gazelle strategy. I'm looking at his biography. It is a swing area, but he's a veteran officer of the United States Army. He's a big player in the Democrats of North Orange County, however big that is. He's a founder and executive director of Armed Forces to Work For Us, a California nonprofit. He sounds like a Republican on paper. Where's his weak spot other than this?
He voted to increase the car tax. That's what we're gonna brand him as. This is a guy who ran on a platform of saying that he was going to listen to his constituents, that he was going to fight for working families, and that he wasn't going to raise taxes. What does he do?
Did he say that? He ran on, I'm not going to raise taxes.
Yes.
Well,
he
there you
said
go.
that he wants to cut
there you
spending, and he's going to be a fiscal moderate. And what did he do? He stabbed his working families in the back.
Wow.
And again, this district has a lot of families that commute, so this is going to really hit them pretty hard. Some other state senators might not care about this because maybe some of their constituents use transit, but again, that doesn't factor in all the other costs that we're going to see increased because of increased shipping costs.
No, that's even better that he pledged not to raise taxes.
Right, and now he's raising taxes.
This is going to be a grassroots movement. This is not going to be something that's a Democrat or Republican thing. It's not going to be done out of Sacramento. I literally have been hearing from people all across the state, and in particular from Orange County, who are saying, sign me up. How do I help? Here in San Diego, our listeners want to roll back the car tax. They just don't know how to help.
No.
And so we're going to get in buses, and we're going to go up to Fullerton, Yorba Linda, Anaheim, and we're going to help collect signatures.
Yeah, we've had a tremendous response, too. And it's a cry of frustration because people don't know who to target and how to do this. But this is a great target. And this fits in with our audience.
So what do you do next?
Perfectly. So what's next since you already have this thing rolling?
Okay, so what we need is, number one, anyone who wants to be part of this, go to stopthecartax.org. Stopthecartax.org. Sign up. Let us know who you are, and we'll keep you apprised of the campaign. We'll hold a number of events up in Orange County. And John, Jane, and, of course, Ken, when he gets back, we would love to have you guys take up the lead on this in L.A. and Orange County because you have far more listeners than we do. And you've done this before. We just want to pitch in and help.
You have to get the signatures from voters in the Fullerton district, right?
That's right. But we can go up and we can help collect them. And, a day trip to Orange County.
It's always wonderful.
I'll buy the Mexican food, okay?
It's always lovely. All right. You know what? This sounds great. So let's talk further.
Yeah.
When Ken comes back on Monday, we'll start.
Quickly, Carl, if he's recalled successfully and replaced by a Republican, it says here Democrats will lose their supermajority. Is that accurate? You just need to take down one?
Yeah, and that's part of the solution here is not just getting rid of the car tax, but preventing them from doing these rushed tax hikes within the span of just 1 week by taking away the supermajority. And I think that also has its own value in this effort.
All right. Well, great job, Carl, identifying the gazelle, the weak link here.
I love that analogy.
And it's wonderful that this guy's in Fullerton because we can really take aim.
Yep.
That's a much better target for us.
Lots of great neighborhoods to walk and stand in front of stores and some great restaurants we can catch up and celebrate in.
All right. We'll keep in touch, Carl. Thanks.
Thanks, Jane, John.
Bye.
Carl Demaio, he is a radio host, former San Diego councilman. And he's on our sister station, Kogo Radio in San Diego, KOGO. So that's an excellent idea. So we now we have a target for all you people who've said, what can we do? What can we do? Who do we go after? This is a guy to go after. State Senator Josh Newman from Fullerton. He won his district, as Carl said, by only 2,498 votes over a Republican Assemblywoman who had the seat, Ling Ling Chang.
You know what? He's right. I'm looking at this. Out of the 40 state senators, 27 are Democrats, so that is just barely over the two-thirds majority. Right. Get rid of one, you lose that.
Yeah, and you can see how close it was to not having this gas tax. If there were 3,000 more votes for Ling Ling Chang, they wouldn't have the supermajority. And if they hadn't bought off that dirtbag turncoat, backstabbing scumbag Anthony Cannella. But,
how do you feel about him?
But the thing is, he's in the Modesto area, and we can't have any influence on Modesto, but we can make some trouble in Fullerton because we've done it before and it's worked out. All right, so we're ready to go. All right, I feel like a lion in the jungle.